most critical aspect of real estate, whereby if you live abroad and you actually want to buy land in Nigeria, now there's common mistakes that the Nigerians living abroad make, and I'll be highlighting them in this video. If this is your first time in this channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button so that whenever we release new video or interesting topics like this, you'll be the first to know. As you know, my name is Diaspora and welcome to LandSprout. The reason is that Nigerians living abroad get swindled with their money. Okay, it's a very, very controversial topic. At the same time, there are solutions to this. There are solutions, and in the video, I'll get to give you the tips of the solution. And number one is not being realistic about your budget and not sure of what you want. So let's take, for example, you were in Nigeria before, and when you left Nigeria to the US, to the UK, to Canada, to Dubai, to whatever, and you are still assuming that a land in Nigeria will still remain the same, okay? Will still remain the same to the few years you left. The thing is, you need to be very sure, you need to be realistic about this thinking, because if you happen to approach a real estate consultant now, let's say a family member, and you are telling him that a land in that particular location should be, let's say, 500,000 naira now. I feel like buying 2 plots. And they are telling you yes. You still have to actually investigate about that thing. So let me give you an example about this. So a few weeks ago, somebody chatted with me. I think the person is abroad. He chatted with me and said he wants to buy a land in Ibadan and he wants to use that land for an event center. He wants to build an event center. He said he has a budget of, let's say, 300,000 to 500,000 naira. And I was like, that's a commercial business. So I have to actually tell him the truth that budget is more. That budget, with that 300 to 500,000 naira budget, that means you want to buy that land in a faraway distance from the outskirts of Ibadan, let's say, or in a faraway distance where there's bush. It's still the bushes. Development is just still big. If you have a budget of 500,000 naira for a 2 plot, that means let's say the land is about maybe 200,000, let's say 250,000 naira. Man, that's not being realistic. So you need to be very sure. Some people is going to play you with that thing, because once you approach them with a budget of, let's say, 500,000 naira, 300 to 500,000 naira, you want to buy that land, for example. Now, some people will say, okay, there's no wala, we'll help you get that land. They know what you want to do. You've already told them that you want to build an event hall. So people want to play along with what you want to do. Now, the target is just to collect that money from you, and let's see if it's possible for you to actually get a kind of land like that. It's not possible. Let's be realistic about it. So you need to actually be sure about your budget. For somebody that wants to build an event hall, that's a commercial business. That's a commercial purpose. You need a realistic budget, okay? Because you're going to build it in a place that is well developed. So don't assume that maybe a land, let's say around Ikeja, the price, to buy a land there should be, let's say you have a budget of only 1 million. And you want to get this in Ikeja. That's even Lagos, for example. Now let's go down to Ibadan now. Let me look at a place that is a bit still coming developing. Let me mention Alabata, or let me say somewhere in Monia, down to Alabata, and you have a budget of 300 to 500,000 naira to buy 2 plots. It's not going to work. So with this, some real estate agents or family members will play along with this. So you need to be very sure. You need to be very realistic about the budget you have. And real estate thing is a thing to be patient, okay? But we still go for that one to look at other options. And number 2 is no proper due diligence to investigate. Proper diligence is very, very important. You see, there are some instances that even people in Nigeria, they still did the same mistake. That is how one man went to go and buy land where somebody is buried. In fact, the person was killed and buried on that land. So watch it. You need to be very careful. See, there are some things that you do. So you not being patient enough to do the investigation, it can cost you a lot of money. Now you are not being swindled, but you are now, you're regretting. So you need to actually be patient. Like what we do, the company I work for, even though it takes us 5 months to be sure that that property is okay, that is when we be sure that, okay, fine, with investigation, with all due proper due diligence, asking questions from one person to another person, from one money to another person, from one ballot to another ballot, from one king to another king, and with everything, and we are sure that, okay, there's no issue in this land. We ask our surveyor, if they go ahead, and
we went ahead to buy that kind of property. It's okay. You need to actually investigate. I'm very patient to actually go ahead to pay for that property. About due diligence and patient, they work together. There are some questions that you need to ask also. And it's best that you even approach a professional, like a really ethic consultant that will go with you to even check the property. So that, because one of the mistakes people living in diaspora, Nigerians living in diaspora, makes is that put a lot of trust in family members or relatives. Oh, wow, my uncle will do this for me, my brother will do this for me, my auntie, my sister, my cousins. You begin to mention names of people that you feel that you can trust. So trusting your family members can definitely lead to you being swindled of your money also. I've seen whereby a guy has, called me from Dubai and wanted to buy one of our land in Ibadan. He had approached, I think he talked to his brother to pay a full outright payment for that land. So I put a call to him that we are supposed to make a payment today. What's the problem? There's something. I paid my brother to actually come down to your company and make a payment. Has he not come? I said, I didn't see anybody. So the guy was now, how come? He put a call through to his brother, but he later chatted with me on WhatsApp. I'm like, bro, I think I'm in a fixed year. I actually paid my brother, and this is the third time that I've sent money to him that he won't do the job. The first one, he paid money to buy a particular land. He said he bought that land. He said his brother said they bought the land, and they'll not be sending pictures. They said they showed him receipt. And to him, he felt like, okay, fine, you guys are doing this thing. But at the other hand, he was talking to another person, which was the mother. The mother was not telling him that, come on, your brother didn't do anything. All those money that he said he's not. And he did the same mistake the first time, the second time, the third time, the same mistake. He now said he wanted to actually buy a land in Nigeria, that he doesn't know who to trust. I said, you are working with a real estate company, and that's one of the solutions. If you are working with a real estate company, Google search about this company. Investigate about them. You can check their housing number if properly they are true. So trusting your family members can put you in a lot of fix. It can make them treat you. That's another example. Now they land in Ekwe, for example, with one of my colleagues. He went there. So he called his friend that, okay, please come and help me check this land in Ekwe. I saw a land that I felt I want to buy in Ekwe. So he called his friend together with us. We went down to Ekwe. We showed him the land. And right there was a video tour. The guy was seeing it, was seeing development coming up and all that. And after the whole thing, there was a conclusion actually from that inspection spot that, okay, fine, I'm going to buy, see if this place is coming up. At least when I come, at least something will have been happening. But we don't know actually what happened the next day, because we departed. I and my colleague, we left, and they, with his friends also, they left. And what the guy told us right there from overseas was like, he said he can't trust us again. We were a bit confused, like, what happened? But your friend was there. We've had this conversation that, okay, fine, you're going to buy, you're interested in buying and all this. You're okay with what you've seen. And we later discovered that the friend was not, they're trying to play him in a way that, no, don't buy this property again. Those guys are not serious. Now, the property is less than 1 million naira now. Now, they were now saying that we should tell him that the property is 1.2 or 1.5. I said, no, we can't do that. We're a company, we have integrity to play, we have things to do. And because we didn't get to conclude in that matter, we just left it. Look, we have a direct contact with this guy abroad. Let's talk to him. And when we talked to him, the next thing was that he changed his own mind, thinking that we are the one trying to play him. I would say, okay, no problem. Since you want to trust your family member or your friend, you can go ahead and do this. So trusting your family member could put you a lot of risks. I'm not saying that you shouldn't approach them, but before you do, Google search about the company you're about to buy that land from or a property, and just search about them. How integrity they are they okay? Even your family member can still go ahead and still do investigation, but don't let them be the one to make a choice for you. The thing about it is that you've not been sending money to your friend, to your family member. Okay, you've not been sending them money, and you're now approaching them that you want to buy a land in Nigeria or you want to buy a property. They will tell you that there's no problem. Now, what they're interested in is that once they tell you that that land is okay or the property is okay, just send money back. The money is entering into their own pocket. They will not do anything because at first you've not been sending them anything. Okay, you've not been doing anything. Even though you are calling them, life is hard here, we don't have money. But now you now forwarded maybe a large sum of money to their account. Come on. In fact, maybe that person is in a debt of maybe 1 million naira. The thing is just first of all take out 1.5. Let me just settle my debt. Maybe 2 shop his house and all that. So I'm not saying you shouldn't trust them, but are you actually keeping a relationship with your family member? Are you actually doing your best to actually to satisfy them? If you're actually still doing all these things, it is best, I repeat, it is best to actually approach a real estate company, a trusted real estate company. Check the numbers of years they've been in existence. Check their reputation online. See, online has made it so easy for you to actually deal with anybody right now, any real estate company. So if they are not even visible enough, still go further and just investigate. Know how their name is going to be online. And I'll talk about this. Being arrogant. I'm going to take that's number 5 right now. Being arrogant. Some people will just they'll just chat me up on WhatsApp, and the next thing they'll just tell you that, hey, who are you? Who tell you to be selling that property? Who tell you to be doing this? Do you have the authority to sell it? Who are you? You're a fraudster. And I'm like, I don't even know this. I don't even know this person. The first thing you will just be telling me that who gave you the authority to be selling that property. And some people even call you and be blasting you. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know who you are. You just be talking anyhow. To all due respect, I don't think this is right for you to actually pick up a phone, or you pick up your phone and begin to call the person that you don't even know advertising a land. No. It's actually not good. Calm down. If you happens to know a property that somebody, an agent or real estate consultant is selling, just chat up with him or pick up a call and tell him, sir, good afternoon. Approach the person nicely, because you don't know who you are dealing with. That's one of the mistakes that Nigerians abroad do make. Don't be, you have to actually leave it apart, okay? Another one is, I will buy this land later. I will buy this property later. And, that is procrastination. When you are actually procrastinating about a particular land that you're supposed to buy. So we advertised the land a few years back in Ibadan. The land was selling for 350,000 naira. And this couple, they are actually Nigerians, but they are based in abroad. So they saw the land, they saw the advertised property, and it was still 350,000 naira. In fact, they copied the image from the internet and kept it somewhere in one folder in their laptop. That when we come down to Nigeria in December, you can see in December, at least we still see, we still buy the property. So December time, during the festive period, they were around. They called, okay, you want to check this land? They went for inspection, and okay, so how much is it? The land is 450 now. 450. Bawo, you can't buy the land at 450. But you guys said it's 3. This guy said it's 350. Sir, this land is 450. This land is not 350. It has appreciated during the time that you saw it in July, because they claim they saw it in July to be 350. But now this is December. You can't expect to still meet that same land at that same particular price. No. So what happened is that this couple were now begging that, no, we can't buy this land at 450. What do we do for them? Well, to consider the fact that they are even kept it in their mind to actually come down to Nigeria and buy this land in December, you may still be able to buy that land. So I will buy that land later, I will buy that property later. You cannot expect that you will still meet it at that same price. Development comes in every day. Because a land is a bush doesn't mean that in the next few years or in the next 2, even in the next 5 months, 3 months, it can change. You see somebody coming to just clear up the place, and that's development tripping in. Now, the solution to all this is that before you buy any land or property in Nigeria, if you live abroad, if you see an advertised land or property being advertised to you, make a call to the agent, or you chat the agent first. Make a little inquiry. If you are satisfied with the way he has answered you, the next thing is just call a friend that you know you trust and go for inspection together with that real estate consultant. In fact, there's a video tour that they can do. Now, let me just quickly add this. Another mistake that Nigerians abroad do is, once they are even satisfied with that land or property, the next thing that they will transfer money to that friend, or to a brother, or to their father, to their auntie, to their cousin, to actually make payments on behalf of them. Why not transfer it to that real estate company, even though after you've done your investigation about the real estate company? Why transfer the money to your auntie? I've seen it happen before. Even in Nigeria, there's a man that actually was working, I think he's a banker, and he happens to even trust his own sister. his own sister now. My sister, go and let me, because I think he stays in Lagos. I want to buy a land in Ibadan. Please go and help me pay for this land. And he transferred a large sum of money right from Lagos to his auntie's account, his sister's account now. And the money now something else. The money didn't come. Even till now, there's no land, there's no money. Okay, so why not just why not just pay the money down to the real estate company and tell them to give you a receipt and prepare your document? Because you doing that paying money to your uncle's account or to your auntie's account, anything can happen. It could even enter one wahala immediately. Maybe he needs to pay a medical bill. Anything can happen, and before you know it, he will just tell you that I have more money in my hand. I have money in my hand. Let me go use this money. I'll pay you back. The solution to all this is that once you see an advertised property or a land, make your investigation about that property. Google search, do a video tour, go on Google and even search where the point that property is. Is it well advertised? I mean, is it well developed? So if this real estate company were able to put themselves online and with every due diligence being done, investigation being done, and you are okay with what you've seen so far, you can pay them and make sure that the documents are being collected. Giving your documents to your relatives to hold to when you come to Nigeria is another thing that you need to actually be careful about. Okay, this even happened here in Nigeria. The brother had bought a land and the younger brother is aware. So what he did was he kept that document in his brother's hand. That, okay, let me keep this document. After like 5 years or 6 years, that same particular land, the elder brother wants to now sell it to a particular person. So he had approached a real estate consultant to help him sell. But the real estate consultant didn't know that that land had been sold by the younger brother. You can see now. He now told the elder brother, I hope you have all the documents. He said, I have a document with my brother, but there's one allocation letter which shows that, okay, I'm the proven of this land that he has already in his hand. The real estate consultant has sold that land to a new buyer. Now, the real estate company didn't know that there was a transaction going on between all these people yet. Until when the new buyer, comes in and say, okay, I have my property here. I'm supposed to pay for the transfer fee of so. And I said, which transfer fee of which plot, sir? He said, a transfer fee of a particular plot A, plot B. Said, this land has been sold now. When? 4 years. By who? So after a thorough investigation, they discovered that the brother has actually sold that land to another person, and that person is not in Nigeria. The person is abroad. So you can see where the mistake is now. The elder brother had to actually return that money back to the new buyer and called his brother. How come? Now the mistake is that the brother was able to sell that property to the guy to another buyer because he has a document pertaining that particular. If you are buying from a real estate company, the solution is that just tell them to at least scan the document to you, and after scanning you sign, they now have to also send the document to you through DHL or through any courier service that is very good, and get the document with you in your hand wherever you are. This video is not meant to discourage you not to trust your brother, not to trust your father, not to trust your auntie, not to trust your cousins or whatever, your friends. It's just to put you on alert to be careful and what to do. Okay.